Hey everyone. Let's see. We are going live. Awesome. Looks like we're doing it. All right. All right. Hey everyone. So glad that you're here. Welcome to the Bigger, Braver Life Show. My name is Angela Marie Williams, and I am a Braver Life Coach. So my purpose is to help you escape an unfulfilling life and career and reach your potential. That's my purpose. That's my passion. I love, love, love doing that and working with my amazing clients. I'm so grateful to be able to do that on a daily basis. So I am so excited to launch this show. So in this live show, what's going to happen is I get to interview amazing guests who have an inspirational story to share with the world. They're pursuing their goals. They're choosing a bigger, braver life for themselves, and they're acting that every single day. So I'm really excited to be able to share those stories, my story. Everybody can listen in and get that inspiration and that information, right? So I want to talk today about a little bit more about myself if you don't know who I am, why the show is important, what it stands for, why I'm doing it, and what's in it for you when you listen in. So I know that there's some folks joining us in our Facebook group, joining us live. So hey everyone, hope you're having a good night. If you can hear me okay, please let me know. I'm just really excited to get started. So just wanting to share a little bit about myself. I grew up in near Flint, Michigan, right? So in the outskirts of Flint, Michigan. Grew up, and my parents worked really hard. They really instilled some hardworking skills in me. I have a large and wonderful extended family, and was excited and just love to learn from all of their different styles as well. And so that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to create the show, is I think we really learn best in community. We learn best by other people's stories. They help normalize things for us. They help us get ideas and grow. And it's just so awesome to be able to have that. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing this show, so that we can all have that equal access to, other people's stories, journeys, adventures, and help us in our journeys as well. So when I was, going up through school, it was really pressed upon me, go to college, get a degree and go after your goals and dreams, right? So I'm very thankful that those lessons were passed to me. And I was the first generation college student. So the first one in my family to go to a four-year university. I went to Michigan State University. So go Spartans, go green. I know I got some folks in there, some fans that are there, and some fellow classmates. So loved my experience there. It was so full of life lessons that were just invaluable. And again, learning from experiences, learning from other people, not just, what you learn in books and classes. So, I'm really grateful for that experience. And once I was done with school, I was really interested in psychology and, helping people out. I really looked around, at, the world and, just people that I loved and I cared about, and that were going through a lot of tough stuff. And, I felt that I really wanted to help them through that. And I was always interested in talking to them and being a support for them, right? And helping them kind of get from point A to point B, right? Listening to them, supporting them through that, and being able to problem solve, right? So those are some of my passions. And so I went and got my degree in psychology. And then I got my first job right after I graduated, and moved to Tennessee all by myself. It was a very interesting and growing again experience. And I'm really thankful for it. If you've never lived by yourself, or if you do have the opportunity to do that now, I highly recommend it. It teaches you a lot about your own independence and power and abilities. So that was really cool. I'm thankful for that. And, again, that was something not as common in my family. So some of the family members had moved out of state. But the majority of folks were kind of in the same area growing up. So that was another new thing that I did, and kind of branched out and learned a lot about that. So from there, I went ahead and, this is kind of general overview, but at times in other interviews and different things, I kind of shared that, along the way, along these different roads that I took, whatever paths those were, I'd find myself, kind of getting stuck in some places and really, trying to use this approach of, let's work through, let's figure it out, let's continue to work through, right? And, I found myself at different jobs or in different relationships where that just didn't work. And it just wasn't going to work for me, right? And so instead of trying to kind of tune in and listen to my body or my gut feeling, right, I kind of just pushed through and kept trying to go with it. And, eventually I had to stop and take stock and say, wait a second, this isn't working. I'm feeling unhappy, or I'm feeling unfulfilled, or I'm feeling stressed out or burned out, right? Whatever that situation was. And so that kind of created my own system of how to, get myself back on track. I've got this big goal. I'm realizing all the things maybe aren't going my way right now and aren't contributing to my happiness and my success. So I need to reroute. And so I was able to do that and kind of cultivated my own system to do that. And that's what I use with my clients now and help them out. And so once I was able to, I had the experience of that first job. It was really one of those kind of high turnover, high stress situations. And, I was able to kind of step back and say, wait a second, my end goal was always to own my own business. I want to own my own therapy practice and be able to kind of make my own rules and help people the way I wanted and all that good stuff. So, it was, now what's the next step in that? It's going back to school to, get your master's degree, and all of that. So that led me back to continuing my path to eventually entrepreneurship and as a therapist. And I also have some entrepreneurs in my own family, my dad, my grandpa, uncle. So that was a really cool thing to be able to see and have that influence. I really think that was beneficial for me growing up. And so, I saw the freedom that could provide and the ability to do kind of whatever you wanted with that. And so I love that idea. And freedom is a really strong value for me, freedom of money, freedom of time, right? So that was still kind of right up my alley and things I wanted to do. So I redirected, went back to school. There I had the amazing opportunity to start to work in higher education. So I worked in housing, was able to, really gain a lot of life lessons there. And then worked in more of a student management, case management role there. And, I met my husband there, some really amazing friends, really had a great experience. And that, had brought another move to Florida where I am now. So really a great experience. And then kind of, again, going along, and then feeling really, kind of stuck and saying, wait a second, I'm getting burned out. I'm feeling, irritated. I'm feeling drained and exhausted and all that. And realizing again, my purpose was bigger than getting the degree, was getting the job and all of that. And it's my journey along the way and I love it. And I wouldn't take it back, but being able to sit and say, wait a second, this still isn't my big dream. My big dream was to, open my own practice, have my own business, et cetera. So I finally took the leap. I was feeling burned out, to be very honest, in the role that I was in case management. And again, just really feeling like, there was always stuff to do. I was overwhelmed and there were just so many different pieces and systems and things that it just really didn't jive with me. And really getting to a point where finally it was like, okay, you delayed this long enough. Your long-term dream was to open your own private practice, let's go. So I had actually been, and this is kind of a pattern throughout my life looking back too, is, I had been really going after that money freedom dream. So I had been working a few different jobs at once, actually more than once in my life. But, while I was in that role, I was an adjunct professor. I was in sales, selling, health and wellness stuff, beauty supplies, all of that, right? Because I'm like, I'm going to get this goal somehow, right? But then I was able to kind of take a step back and, say I started my private practice on the side on the weekends. I ended up at sometimes working 7 days a week. I was exhausted. My body was like, this is too much. And it basically shut down. I was getting migraines, I was getting sick, and I never, usually, knock on wood, I'm super healthy and all that. So anyways, I was able then to take stock and say, this is not my dream, my purpose, my goal. It's time to get there. So I was able to take that leap into full-time entrepreneurship and haven't looked back since. I'm so happy. Always, of course, looking back, wish we could do these things sooner, but all good, right? And then was able to work with so many amazing clients in therapy and really began to notice a pattern of those clients who stood out to me the most and felt like this is really my zone of genius here. My zone of, this lights me up, and really being able to use my best me in these things. And I love therapy, of course, but really turning to the next step, which would be coaching. And so that's really where my truest passion is. And I'm really excited. I love all my clients, therapy and coaching clients, but that's where I decided to create a second business just focused on the coaching aspect. And really bringing, again, all the experiences that I've had, being able to present information, so presenting skills, being able to, because we've done multiple trainings at the university level, being able to bring my educational skills with teaching, right? And then the coaching piece, being able to get people from, here, the current place, to their future goals and reach their potential. And that's, again, my passion. So that's kind of my journey. And I wanted to share that with you. I had to really overcome a lot of, to be here today, to overcome a lot of self-doubt and, that lie that work is hard and that we have to work ourselves to death and that we have to be perfect. And a lot of these things that, society gives us, maybe our family gives us, or, maybe we've learned this from, a teacher or a specific experience or relationships in our life. But a lot of it really can be traced back to these kind of societal pieces that really kind of get in and kind of grind us down a little bit. And I think especially as women, and this is why I primarily speak to women. I work with men as well, but I primarily speak with women because I'm very well aware of these societal conditions that are put on us, to be perfect, to please others, to be quiet, to take up less space. And, that really fucks with us. Let's be completely honest. And that is the stuff that makes us question our worthiness, and that makes us have difficulty when it comes to setting boundaries, making money, charging high ticket pricing or any pricing at all. Putting ourselves first, like all of those things go in direct opposition to that. And so, I speak with these challenges that women face in general because they're very common because, right, society has kind of planted those there, especially those high achiever types. Like that's definitely me, type A high achiever. Like I one of my old supervisors was like, "You are very persistent," and I was like, yes, I know. And I count that as a compliment because it's actually really helped me in my business, but always going, and, we have to take that break and knowing that it's okay to take a break. It's not all going to fall apart, right? Taking that break to care for ourselves is not selfish. I don't care if you're a mom. I don't care if you're whatever, just a regular old human being that needs to take a break. That's what you need to do, right? So it's being able to break down and unlearn a lot of the bullshit rules. So I also follow this amazing leader, Vishen Lakhiani. He is the CEO of Mind Valley. If you want to check him out, please do. I'm obsessed with his work, but he has a great book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. And in there, he talks about the rules, which are bullshit rules, again, societal things that come in and really block us, really prevent us or keep us back from achieving those goals and dreams. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to unlearn the yuck, the stuff that we don't need to have blocking us from our big goals and dreams. And we're here to learn the things we need and embrace the things we need to get there. So that's a little about me in a nutshell. But I think, again, I'm seeing, again, some comments, and this is why I wanted to do this live too. I love the interaction. And I'm seeing some, this is great, so true. And I share my story because I want it to resonate with people and know that, hey, you're not alone if this is you, right? And that we are all on this journey together, and we can really be inspired and learn from each other. And really that's what this is about. So I think I pretty much talked about all the points I wanted to today already, but again, this show is really important because it's here to provide the inspiration, motivation, and really spark that idea, if they can do it, so can I. Because sometimes we need that mindset shift. We need that reminder. We need that motivation to take that leap of faith and go after our big dreams. So starting a business is extremely intimidating sometimes to people, because it's like, oh, you're telling me I have to do all of this on my own, and I have to create, and I have to discipline myself, and I have to write, like, it's a lot. But, if you see other people doing it, especially if you can identify with them, if you can gain their knowledge and insight and lessons learned, right? Save you time, save you pain and heartbreak, right? That's so valuable. That's priceless. And so that's why this show is important. And what the show stands for is really drawing strength from our community and sharing our stories. And I believe that when we act in that way, when we are in community, when we share, when we contribute to each other's a base of knowledge. Knowledge is another one of my high values, highly strong values, that, when we share, what is personal is universal. So when we share, we can validate others' experiences, we can inspire them, we can help give them permission to do something that they've been scared to do or felt limited to do. So I believe we're better together. I believe we need each other. We need to connect. We need to hear, listen, share for the betterment of our society, to be honest. And why I'm doing this, why I'm doing this now is because, it started as an interview series in the Women Building a Bigger, Braver Life Facebook group. And I brought on a couple of folks, a few friends and people that are coaches, are really helping in the helping space. And they were able to share so many amazing insights. We even got a whole class about finances. It was really great from Maggie. And you'll be able to see that and hear from her as well, hopefully another future session. But she's amazing. And all of the women that I've had on my guest interview series have been amazing. But I really wanted to make this more of a regular thing, and people really enjoy it and they get a lot out of it. And so do I. So I love having connections and connecting with people. I think, again, it's so very helpful. And, again, this helps. I really feel like this is another tool to help you learn and grow, just as it is, again, my passion to help you fulfill your dreams and passions and really reach your potential. And I really see this show as a resource to help you get there. So with all of that being said, I'm really excited for everybody that's about to come on. Guests are going to be, healers and helpers and achievers and all of educators and all of that good stuff. I've already got some folks lined up and I can't wait to have those conversations. But again, I invite you to connect with me. Feel free to join the Facebook group, Women Building a Bigger, Braver Life. You can connect with me on social media. I'll leave all that information here, but please feel free to reach out, connect with me, share your story, tell me the things that you want to hear on the show. I'd love to bring on people, again, that are reflecting the experiences that you're going through or the questions you're having or the fears, and really be able to address that and show how people have overcome them. Everybody has their own area of expertise and their zone of genius. And so being able to see people shine in that way is so cool to me. I'm nerding out right now because I love that personal development stuff, right? And I want to share that with you too. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye-bye.